What's going on, everybody? Harley here, aka Gallo Saint, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be the first installment of a story time series that I'm going to be doing on my channel, where I'm just going back and just telling stories from my past, experiences that happened to me that I think were funny or entertaining, and just fun things to look back on, Of course, with the first installment in the series, I gotta go back to the first time that I ever smoked marijuanas. Yeah, I'm a fucking delinquent. But yeah, I feel like it's fitting for the first installment of this series to be the first time I ever smoked, man, because that was a wild experience. I don't know about anybody else, but that first time that you ever hit that shit, man, your life changes. It changes, hopefully in a good way. Now, I am going to preface this by saying, if you are a youngin', I'm going to say don't smoke, don't do any drugs, but if you do, be safe. Just be safe about it. Make sure you know where you're getting it from, things like that. Just feel like it's, an obligation to say, don't do drugs. But y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to me, so I just hope you enjoy the video. So hopping right into this shit, it was just a normal fucking Saturday, I'm pretty sure. It was either that or something, right? I can't remember, it was years ago. It was just a normal day. I was hanging with my cousin, and I'm pretty sure I was like playing video games or some shit like that. And then he walks in, and he has, I think it was like half of a fucking blunt. Not a very big blunt, but it was, it was half of a blunt. So, I forget how he got it, but it's neither here nor there. He had it. At first, he was not going to smoke it with me. That wasn't his intention when he got it. He just wanted to smoke it. Now, at the time, I really wanted to try weed, but I never knew how to get my hands on it. I was too scared to just ask anybody about it, Like, I wasn't just going to go up to someone and be like, hey, bro, you got that good dog? And I need to feel like a rattlesnake. Like I wasn't just going to go up to somebody like that. Now, I knew people that did smoke, but I had never really been around it. I always smelt my homies and shit. They'd walk in after like lunch break or something smelling like a motherfucking skunk. Like it would they fucking rolled through a whole pile of it, but that was really my only exposure to it. I never actually looked at it or anything like that. But it was so bad, me wanting to try it. I remember having dreams about trying it. And then just out of the blue, here comes my cousin with this fucking blunt. Like, he was sent from the heavens or something to give me this swag. And, at first he walked in, he didn't say anything to me. He just kind of came in and he flashed it, fuck you, motherfucker. But I remember seeing that and I was like, what's that? And he's like, it's a blunt. I was like, the fuck? A what? He's like, it's weed, man. I was just like, oh, shit. Well, cool. He was like, yeah, double go smoke it. And he walked to the back here to smoke it. I remember just looking at him gave him bro, come on, bro. Gotta let me hit that shit, dog. And he was just he looked at me and he was just like, fuck, fine, come on. Yeah, I went to the room with him, sit down on the fucking bed, and I was a little bit nervous, and he sparked that shit up, and he took a couple hits off of it and he passed it to me, and that's when my life changed. Now, if you're ever a first time smoker, sometimes it just doesn't hit people. Sometimes you do feel it. I fortunately was one of the people that really felt it, and I didn't have a bunk experience, as people say. But no, he passed it to me. I hit it. Oh, okay. Passed it back to him, and we did that. We just kept doing that. Just kept passing it back and forth. Mind you, it was like that. You know, it was like a half, not a full blunt, but it was half. But you know, no, we just kept passing this thing back and fucking forth until it got down to the fucking roach. Mind you, this is my first time ever smoking, and me and him together, you know, did this half a blunt. Maybe not sound that crazy to some people, but whenever it's your first time, that's a decent fucking amount. Now, I remember him looking over at me after we got it down to the roach, and he was like, "Yo, bro, are you feeling anything?" And I was just like, "I don't know, bro. I don't really feel like anything right now." I was a little bit disappointed because I thought that I didn't get the effects of it. I thought like it didn't work. You know, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, "No, not yet." And we passed it back and forth a couple more times. And he asked me again, he's like, "Yo, bro, you feeling it?" And I remember looking at him like, "I don't think so, bro." And he was like, "I think you're feeling it, dog." Which, I mean, I didn't know what weed felt like. Some people say that it feels like drinking. Those motherfuckers are a liar. Because drinking and smoking do not feel the same in any way, shape, or form. If people say that, they're full of shit. They're two different feelings. But I remember just sitting there like, I don't really know. I don't know. And then I stood up and I felt it all. I felt everything, bro. I was so fucking baked. You could have presented me as a Thanksgiving turkey, dog. Like, it was crazy. I loved it, man. Like, there was no like paranoia about it or anything like that. I loved it. It was great. It was such a fun time. But I remember, you know, we smoked it in the house. My parents were gone and everything. My stepbrother came in. He came like busted through the door. He's like, "Why the fuck are y'all smoking that shit in the house?" We were like, "Oh man, we didn't even think about it." Yeah, it was a great time. But by the end of it, my cousin, he looked at me when it was down to the littlest fucking roach. He's like, "You gotta eat that shit. It's your first time smoking. You gotta eat the roach, dog." And I was like, "Bet." And I fucking just fucking ate that shit, dog. And it tasted like weed, burnt weed, and it was gross. But no, I remember the fucking cotton mouth had hit me hard. I was fucking stoned to the bone, dog. And that cotton mouth was just fucking soul shattering. I was just so dry as the fucking Sahara, dog. And then I had that fucking weed and the blunt wrap and like all that shit taste in my mouth. And I was like, "Bro, I gotta get the taste of this shit out of my mouth. It tastes gross." And so I decided I was gonna go brush my teeth. And I started brushing my teeth, and that was another crazy experience as well, because something about that first time you smoke, it just changes your senses like crazy. Like it does change your senses. The only way I could describe the way that the toothpaste tasted was a unicorn had busted a nut in my mouth. That's exactly what it tasted like. That's the only way I could describe it. It was pretty fucking magical, like it was. And my mouth felt so fresh, dog. After that, like, I made it like a routine whenever I'd smoke to brush my teeth, because like I loved the way it fucking felt and just tasted. But no, after we had smoked and, you know, settled down for a minute, we opened some windows, sprayed body spray, put candles on and shit. But then we remembered we had to do fucking chores. We had to like clean up the house, do dishes, you know, all that fucking fun shit. Mind you, we're both stoned as I don't even fucking know what. And we're like, well, guess we got to do these chores. And the only way I can describe how this went was like a stop motion movie or something. Because it was like frames were just skipping. They were just skipping, dog. And I remember I was loading up the dishwasher and my cousin came around the corner and I had a plate in my hands. And I looked at him and I just juked him. Just juked him. It just juked him in the kitchen. And he was just like, "Why did you fucking juke me?" "I don't know, bro. Thought you were coming at me." But it was a fun time. One thing you'll notice if you ever do smoke, if you're, you know, a beginner, first time smoker, whatever the case is, you're going to notice that it's hard to communicate with people. If someone's high and you're high, easy to communicate with them. You guys are on the same level. But someone that's sober and you're high, it's hard. Because I was sitting there doing my dishes and shit, and my stepbrother was off to the side of the kitchen table, and he was talking to me about something, and I don't know what he was talking about in the slightest. I can't fucking remember. It felt like he was like from the fucking Peanuts, like the parents from the Peanuts gang and shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck is he even talking about right now? I had no idea what he was saying. No idea. It was a wild time. I will always remember the first time I ever smoked. I mean, I can never forget that. That was my introduction to cannabis, man. That was crazy. I'm not much of a smoker now. I used to be heavy smoker after that. After that, I was hooked, dog. I was line and sinker, just fucking hooked to that shit. I was addicted to it. I was that kid in high school. You know, I fucking had like a knockoff Adidas hoodie that said addicted on it instead of Adidas. I was that kid. You know, everything had to have pot leaves on it and like, you know, all that shit. I was that kid. But as I got older, I kind of just grew out of it, in a sense. I don't know what it is with weed nowadays, but that shit's strong and makes you feel fucking freaky. So I don't smoke that much anymore. But, I mean, that's all I got for today. If you did enjoy this video, though, and you want to see more of it, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment, share it with your friends, you know. Share it with someone that's about to start smoking. Maybe, you know, someone's going to smoke some marijuanas for their first time, and you kind of want to give them some perspective on what it's like. Go ahead and send this video to them. But until next time, guys, I will see you guys later. I got some new music dropping very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But until then, I'll see y'all next time. See ya.
Creeping up out the dungeon, cryptid of the mountains, came to disrupt bodily functions. Vandal crashing your family's function, turning my